about deforestation, reforestation, along with the soil erosion and case study how we have to conserve our forest. Now, as we know the definition, soil erosion, then irrigation, crop rotation, and then this deforestation, and then reforestation, and then the case study you can see that Chipko movement, and all those things we are these words are familiar to us. What does it says? It says about to conserve our forest, to plant the trees, okay, protect our nature, protect our environment. So let us discuss further about this. Okay, so degradation by improper resources utilization and their maintenance. So now degradation, the things which are undergo totally in a dangerous condition, okay, and how we have to take care as well as how we have to maintain that. See, consider the forest. Now forests are cut down and then burnt, and then they can be used as the forest, the wood has been used for various purpose. It mainly for the industry, or it may be building of the houses. Okay, so many purpose we are using this forest as well as their woods. Now apart from that, okay, the some of the farmers also they are using for their field development of the field purpose, they are using the forest also. So we have to save from all these things, otherwise what happens, the fertile soil will be goes away, okay, the plants will be not there, not only the plants, the organism which lives there also, it won't be there, okay, for the further future life. So that one such thing is called soil erosion. Soil erosion, here you can see the near the picture. So what is happening there, due to the unfertility of the soil, or due to the complete using of the things of the soil, this one part or upper part of the soil is goes away due to the rain and all those other things, natural calamities, and that is called as soil erosion. In another word, we say the removal of top fertile soil layer due to the natural as well as human activities. That is why it is the reason. The reason is mainly over cultivation with the unrestricted grazing. Deforestation is poor, improper irrigation practice. All these things, as I told earlier, over cultivation. So using of more things, more the fields, okay, one above the other, using of more things, over cultivation. The plants and so the animals, they will live for grazing, okay, for the place will be restricted, but the thing is they have been gone for grazing, and then reforestation as well as improper irrigation method. So all these are the causes of soil erosion. Water logging and the soil salinity. Irrigation without the proper damage of water leads to the water logging in the soil. Draws out the salt to the surface of the soil, and the salt start collecting at the root of the plants. The salt damages the root and the crop production. Now, in this irrigation part, water logging as well as soil salinity, where the water is present in a particular place, okay, and the nearby the plants are survived. So what happens there? So because of the because of the natural eutrophication, what happens there, all the salts which are present inside the water, it is going to start collecting by the roots of the plants, and the plants will die. So this is called water logging as well as soil salinity. Now the next part, which is called deforestation. As we already know this definition, you may be hearing here and there, conversion of forested area into a non-forested area. That is nothing but cutting down of the trees are called deforestation. As we know, for the various purpose, where in slash and burn agricultural or zoom cultivation, farmers are cut down the trees for the forest, of the forest. The ash is used as a fertilizer, land is used for farming, cattle grazing, then the land is left for uncultivated for several years for replenishment of minerals. So regarding this, again we know, so why does the cutting down of the forest take place? Slash and burn agricultural or zoom cultivation is nothing but here cutting down of the forest. They are going to cut down and they are burning the forest. Why they are burning of the forest means due to the cultivation of the crops, that is called zoom cultivation. Okay, and what are the effect? It affects more than many things. It leads to the global warming. Of course, it is leads to the global warming because warming take place, and the more amount of the carbon dioxide amount will be more in the atmosphere. Once the carbon dioxide more in the atmosphere, greenhouse gas or automatically it comes to reduction. And then what happens? Once the sun rays passes, it doesn't absorb the things, and then the earth become warmer. The loss of biodiversity, yes, once of course the loss of biodiversity take place, then damage to the hydrological cycle, nutrient cycle, then nitrogenous cycle, carbon cycle and phosphorus cycle. Means the carbon dioxide, all the gases which are present in the atmosphere along whatever we breathe, okay, and whatever we take, these things has been taken place, okay, damages taken place, leads to the soil erosion, then desertification of the land. So the land has been turned into a desert. So this is what we see. Next, the same thing what I told you, what is zoom cultivation or how does it is occurs. Okay, so it is a method of cultivation practiced by the farmers of northeastern state of India on the slope of hills, thickly forest landscape. They cut down the trees of the forest and burn. The ash is used as a fertilizer and the land for farming, cultivation, the area which is left out for several years, its recovery, and they move to the another year, repeat the same method of cultivation, and it is estimated for several hectares of the forest is lost by the method. So these things has been done by northeastern people, state of India, where you can see highly slopes can be seen. On that slope the forest, okay, completely big forest can be seen, okay, large forest you can see, and those forest area has been some little part they are going to cut down and then made into a land or a desert. And same way, only year by year those slope of the things has been turned into a desert, and this things which is called as zoom or slash or burn agriculture. Reforestation, so we have to plant out, that is called as reforestation. Restoring the forest, that was exciting earlier. Restoring is called as reforestation. So it is called how we can restore. With the main one example is, okay, with the Environment Day, one such example along with the Vana Mahotsav programs. This is occurs naturally. Afforestation is developing the forest in a new area where such forest existed in that area. Again, afforestation is nothing but again which is called as developing the forest in those area where they have been cut down. Main thing is about case study. Here case study is for the participation in the forest conservation. There are three things you can see over here, that is called as Amrita Devi Bishnoi Wildlife Protection. Okay, then you can see Bishnoi Community Amrita Devi, then Chipko Movement, then Joint Forest Management. These three things are the case study. So now as we can see, first let us take that Amrita Devi Bishnoi Wildlife Protection Award. So this has been given to the individual of the rural area who has taken care of the forest. Now, what is this Amrita Devi Bishnoi Wildlife Protection Award? So, the rural place that is called as, which is present in Jodhpur, okay, and the king of the Jodhpur, he wanted to arrange the wood for his palace. He wanted to build the palace, so that he want the wood, okay, and he sends his army, he sent his worker to cut down the forest. Now in which year? In 1731. Now what happens in that place? The people who are living in that place is called Bishnoi people or Bishnoi community. In that Bishnoi community, the lady who is called Amrita Devi. Okay, so what she did is, so she has accomplished, she has told to the people that the people are coming to cut down the forest, we have to save the forest. Now the people went and stood there and they went and hugged the trees so that no one will cut down the trees. Now the people of the king, who what they have done was, so here they have they have cut their lives, they have lost their lives due to this purpose. Around 365 people were lost their life. Okay, Bishnoi communities, okay, these were did their lost due to this activity. And there in that place they have built a small temple in order to remembrance of these things, and that is why the people, they have been awarded, those who are protecting those, they have been awarded as Amrita Devi Bishnoi Wildlife Protection Award. Then second thing was Chipko movement as well as joint forest management. Chipko movement was, again, it has been started by local people, local women of the Garhwali. Then they have hugged the trees, same thing, okay, to protect there from the contractors. Contractors mainly they are using for the trees due to for the building purpose. Again they have done the same thing. Then the government of India told about in 1980, so joint forest management, these things has been taken place by the government. Okay, the local community work with the government to save the forest, and the communities get benefit of various forest product, and thus the forest can be conserved. And all those things are the case study of, okay, for the forest conservation. Since not only they are taking from the forest, we are getting many benefits. Okay, along with the cosmetics, it may be the natural as well as artificial product, both the things this forest which has been giving to us. So we have to conserve our forest. That is why we say environmental day, then all these things which has been taken place to conserve or to plant the trees, so which is very much important to us. Just see the video which is further.
In prehistoric times, human beings lived in harmony with nature. But as centuries passed, human needs changed to greed, and soon they started exploiting nature's wealth. Various human activities such as overexploitation, habitat fragmentation, and pollution greatly degraded our natural resources. Apart from these factors, improper resource utilization has caused soil erosion, desertification, waterlogging, and soil salinity. Although soil is naturally eroded by forces such as rain and wind, human activities such as overcultivation, poor irrigation, unrestricted grazing, and deforestation have resulted in arid patches of land. When large patches of such arid land meet, a desert is formed. This phenomenon is called desertification. In fact, rapid urbanization has increased desertification, which is a major problem worldwide. Apart from desertification, agricultural lands are under pressure due to increasing population. Moreover, agricultural malpractices have caused waterlogging and soil salinity, thereby degrading our fields. Waterlogging takes place when irrigated land does not have proper drainage. In such waterlogged land, salts are pulled up to the surface of the soil. Soon, the salts start accumulating around the roots or form a thin layer on the surface. Large amounts of salt in the soil are detrimental to plant growth. Sometimes an entire crop is damaged due to soil salinity. Sadly, increasing population is also responsible for converting large forest areas into agricultural land and for construction purposes. This conversion of forested area to non-forested area is called deforestation. Almost 40% of tropical forests have been deforested, compared to only 1% of temperate forests. The situation of deforestation in India is heartbreaking. In the early 20th century, forest cover was about 30%, which decreased to 19.4% by the end of the century. Did you know that the National Forest Policy of India, 1988, recommends that hills and plains have forest cover of 67 and 33% respectively? Despite this policy, deforestation has continued in India. One of the major reasons is that exponential growth in human population has increased the demand for agricultural land. In fact, in the northeastern states, slash and burn agriculture, commonly known as jhum cultivation, has significantly contributed to deforestation. In this type of cultivation, farmers cut trees in the forest, burn the remains, and cultivate crops on the ash-enriched soil. After cultivation, they move to another segment of the forest and repeat the process, resulting in loss of forest cover. So what if forest cover is lost? How will deforestation affect us? Trees play a crucial role in the ecosystem, where they hold a lot of carbon in their biomass. Deforestation means an increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide and habitat loss, which causes loss of biodiversity due to loss of forest cover. In addition, deforestation disturbs the hydrologic cycle, causing soil erosion and, in extreme cases, may lead to desertification. Therefore, reforestation, a process of restoring a forest that once existed but was cleared in the past, is imperative. Although reforestation may occur naturally, we can accelerate the process by planting trees that earlier existed in that area. Apart from reforestation, conservation of existing forests is equally important. Our country has a long history of people's courage to conserve forests. Let us take a look at some interesting events. In 1731, a Bishnoi woman named Amrita Devi showed commendable bravery by hugging a tree when the king of Jodhpur sent his men to cut trees for his new palace. She was adamant and defied the king's men, saying the axe would have to fall on her before they cut the tree. Sadly, her 3 daughters and hundreds of other Bishnois followed her, sacrificing their lives to save trees. The Government of India recently instituted the Amrita Devi Bishnoi Wildlife Protection Award for individuals and communities from rural areas who show extraordinary courage and dedication in protecting wildlife. Another courageous act was that of the local women of Garhwal in the Himalayas in 1974. They too showed courage by hugging trees and preventing them from being cut by contractors. This movement came to be known as the Chipko movement, which is now acclaimed worldwide. Taking note of the importance of participation by local communities, the Government of India in the 1980s introduced the concept of joint forest management. This concept encourages the participation of local communities to protect and manage forests. In return, these communities get the benefit of collecting various forest products such as fruit, gum, and medicinal plants.
Okay, students, I hope you understood this, right? Thank you for watching.